Hello? Am I the last one?
You are.
Everyone take a collective sigh. Westerville Area Resource Ministry. We are better known as W.A.R.M, so I'm doing a campaign shortly on Are You W.A.R.M? Can I call you and would you just go around asking people dropping W.A.R.M name instead of darn?
Sure.
Okay.
Darn warm.
We have been in existence for over 42 years. And let me tell you, the power of one person. It started with one individual who was aware of a family who, they had 7 children and the mother died in the last childbirth. This was at Christmas time, and Almina gathered some folks around and said, we need to help this family. And out of that came another family, and another need, and another need, another awareness, until her home was used as a resource center. So she approached some churches in St. Paul, said that they could open up a food pantry in the basement of their church. That was in 1972. So we've been in existence for over 43 years, and from that it just kept growing and growing exponentially. Just some fast facts about Westerville. We serve the 52 square miles of the Westerville School District. We are the 11th largest school district in the state. Not only do we serve the Westerville School District, and from referral services for partners that we have, we also will help folks that, perhaps they work for your organization and need some assistance. We will take them on as well and serve folks from other organizations. 90,000 plus citizens call Westerville home, so it's not just uptown. 90,000 people call Westerville home. Currently, 35% of our children receive free and reduced lunches. It's projected to go to 40%. I know, that's not amazing. 40% by 2016. But then the other side of the coin is when Westerville learns that there's a need, they're quick to step up and say, I didn't know that, how can I help? And with that come jobs and resources. Some of the programs and services that we do, earlier on we learned that we do two things really, really well. And one is food and the other is jobs. So what we like to do, anything food related, nutrition related, we'll offer through our programs and services at W.A.R.M. And then the next step is that once we're stabilizing the home, and that is an area of concern and stabilization. If you have ever had a time when you weren't sure where that next meal was coming from, and you have kiddos sitting at your table, you want to know that there's a resource. But once we are able to do that, and they come to our pantry, they receive 3 meals a day, 6 days a week, per person in their family, twice a month. So in essence, we are providing half of their food intake for the month. Through that, we've also identified that there needs to be some other initiatives, that if we're going to provide you half of your food intake, then we need to make sure that there's some nutrition challenges that met through our pantry. It can't be unhealthy food that you're walking away with. With that, we also talk with them about the resources available and how to match what they're getting from us with other resources that are available. We talk with our folks a little bit about what their needs are once they're stabilized within their home. Then we can talk with them about what's the next step, jobs. How do we help you become more self-sufficient? How do we help you so that eventually you don't need a resource such as W.A.R.M? And that's key for us. Our work initiative, last year we placed over 58 people in a significant job. And the great myth is that a lot of our clients don't work. The myth is that they don't work. The truth is they all mostly have a job, but the job's not working for them. How do we connect them with meaningful employment that will help them move forward in a self-sufficient life? And so once we identify that, it might be an education process, it might be childcare, it might be some other things that are preventing them from becoming gainfully employed. Then we help to connect them, and we work diligently with our partners that have jobs. That's one thing about Westerville area and surrounding areas, that there are jobs in the community. How do we connect one of our clients who may not have a computer, who may not know how to put their information in correctly and be heard, and they're the 100th resume on the bottom of the pile? So how do we connect them with some meaningful jobs in the area so they can tell their story and why they're going to be an awesome employee for you? Because they have overcome insurmountable odds on some of these things, and you want them employed in your organization. So we're that advocate and that voice and that connection for them to become self-sufficient and employed. Last year, like I said, over 58 folks received a job. We do not count it a win until they've been on that job for a year or more. You cannot go just for a 30, 60, 90-day time frame and then leave and go on to the next. You must stay for a year, or we need to look at other connections. Maybe that's not a good fit. How do we help you get another job? With that, we track their earnings. So from their earnings last year, back into the community, from their purchases of goods and services, they put back over $1 million into the community. So $1 million to $1.5 million every year, we see folks become gainfully employed and then give back to the community through purchases of goods and services. We call that our own little stimulus package. So we really like that. The other thing we do are the Kids Lunch Club. We started this a couple years ago. We now have 10 sites. And again, you've heard others talk about this. When summer's here, meals are gone. If you are part of the breakfast or lunch in your school system, you don't have access to that during the summer. The thing about that, I love those opportunities within the school system, but with this kind of a program during the summer, we get to feed 1 to 18. You have to be in school in order to get that free lunch. Your siblings may not be eating, and I guarantee you, those kiddos know that they're going to have a lunch and their sibling may not. During the summer, y'all get fed. Y'all come. So we're excited about that. We have 10 locations this year. We purchased a school bus to rehab it, and now we're going to go into a couple apartment complexes where they may not have green space for us to do this, and we can take it into that area and serve them as well. Not only do we serve food at our sites, we also have enrichment opportunities. So it'd be education, reading circles. We have the university comes in with their volleyball teams and all kinds of nonsense goes on, and it's fun. And then we hear from the teachers at the end of the summer, we know what kiddos have been to your lunch clubs because they're engaged. And they're ready to learn, and they're ready to step back into the school time. So the benefits of this is having the child well fed, having the family being stabilized, and then also moving forward with some of our enrichment opportunities. Our HOPE programs for our seniors and folks with disabilities, and this is a population that we have determined that we're going to stay with you for the duration. You may not be able to go out and obtain a job, but we're going to stay with you. We're going to walk through life with you. And there's no time limit on that. And then the benefit bank, we also connect our clients with other opportunities in order for them to utilize as many resources as possible while they're with us. We've identified those 2 areas, but if we don't do clothing, we know great people who do clothing. If you need furniture, Furniture Bank is a great place to go. So we're going to connect you with medical services, psychological services that you need. Again, here's the Kids Lunch Club. Last year alone, 18,280 lunch meals, 25,980 weekend meals. We also provide the backpacks. 63,000 pounds of fresh produce. This is what we get really excited about this, because on Tuesdays, we now have access to fresh produce. So it's not only the kiddos that are in the lunch club, their families come and gather up fresh produce and take it home. And so it's become this real family affair. That's very exciting to us. And this year we're able to do that in a greater number. The volunteer opportunities through W.A.R.M is amazing. Last year alone, you should see 17,000 service hours. We recalculated that with some other service projects, over 21,000 service hours. There's 17 of us employed at W.A.R.M, 6 of us are full-time, the rest are part-time. Everything else is done by key volunteers. That's over 10 FTE, full-time equivalents. Is that exciting? That just, what we get just about with that is that it's the community that's W.A.R.M. It's not just us in the building or here, it's the community. and they are W.A.R.M. So if you're looking for a service project, come on ahead. And again, I just want to thank you for inviting us. You know, people come to us and say, well, how did you really start this and what did you do? The key aspect is the relationships that you start building. And I'm so thankful that we've begun these relationships, this partnership with you all. And thank you so very much for choosing us and being with us. And again, all the organizations that are here, the tide rises for all of us. When each of you move ahead, it's exciting for all of us. So thank you so very much.